Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Thursday, the 11th of September, 2025. Starting off, looking at the synoptic picture midnight last night, you can see the low pressure centered just off of the northwestern tip of Scotland there. The frontal activity that we saw yesterday, those occlusions clear to the east now, uh, over the North Sea and approaching mainland Europe. And no real frontal activity inbound to us that we can see here anyway. Quite a few large troughs there out in the Atlantic. By midday today, those troughs have moved closer, and we can expect their passage throughout today, bringing some fairly unsettled weather and some quite heavy showers at some stage, but certainly something that we can operate in between. Looking forward, midnight tonight, clearing a little bit behind and into tomorrow. Fairly unstable air mass, but should hopefully be without any real disruption. Uh, and into Saturday, beginning to see a little bit more frontal activity with an occlusion coming through and some troughs behind it, so possibly some more showery, unsettled weather over the weekend. Back to today, looking at the sat pic, you can see at uh, 8 o'clock this morning, quite a lot of cloud here on the picture, not very well structured. And there's a lot of showery activity at the moment to the south and west of us, although we're remaining fairly clear where we are, but still a little bit of lingering low cloud. Looking on the rain radar, seem to be having one or two issues with that loading at the moment. We'll just refresh that. Okay, failing that, we'll move on to the Met Office prediction. You can see as of half past or quarter past 8 this morning, quite a few big showers, particularly down towards Bournemouth and Southampton. So some quite intense showers and some smaller, less developed ones out to the west and northwest of us. Throughout today, as we run that through, you can see tracking more or less all towards the east, slight northerly component to it, and actually remaining clear locally for us. Most of that stuff to the west fizzling out by the time it gets near us. And from sort of about 12 o'clock onwards, we'll start to see some fairly intense but sporadic shower activity locally here. And that continues throughout the afternoon and into the evening. But hopefully we get a bit of clearance and there's less impact on the evening route operation. Let's quickly refresh that. So the Oleum TAF for today, 220 at 10 knots with visibility greater than 10 kilometers, few at 1,800 feet, and there's a prop 40 for a temporary period of scattered at 1,800 this morning. We're expecting for much of the day southwesterly 240 degrees, 15 gusting 28 knots, so fairly blustery at times today, with 6,000 meter vis showers and a prop 30 of 3,000 meter vis, and heavy showers with broken CB at 2,500 feet. So definitely something to be wary of there. That potential of CB activity is something to monitor throughout today. Farnborough, on the other hand, they've got 220 knots as well, visibility greater than 10 kilometers, scattered at 2,000 feet, a tempo between 9 and 4 of 6,000 meter vis showers, and a prop 30 of a similar time period. 230, 17 gusting 28, so similar southwesterly, fairly strong and blustery wind with 3,000 meter visibility, heavy showers and heavy thunderstorms as well. So being very, very wary of that, probably from about lunchtime onwards. Spot winds to the south of us, southwesterly, I beg your pardon, west southwesterly, 260 degrees, 35 knots at all levels in the channel there. And to the north, 250, 20, and 25, 1,000 and 2,000 feet respectively. Locally on the ground, we've got a sort of west-southwesterly flow across the airfield, again fairly blustery as we've discussed, but that will facilitate a runway 27 operation today. And looking at the local Met Office forecast, seeing predictions of up to gusting 34 knots later in the day as those heavier showers start to come through. With a mean speed of about 14 knots, so definitely something to monitor today as we progress. Visibility for much of the day should be very good, and moderate humidity increasing into the afternoon as the showery activity increases also. Temperature with GFS about 17 or 18 degrees in the warmest part of the day, feeling a fair bit colder due to that strong wind and a dew point of 8. Was the webcam on the south side looking west about a quarter of an hour ago? We'll just refresh that now, and you can see some evidence of that big cell that was to the south of us that we saw on the Met Office rain radar. Uh, Unlikely to get to us, nothing too nasty upwind at the moment, so we should certainly get the morning before the rain starts to play havoc with us. Locally now, temperature, we're up to just 12.6 degrees with a dew point of 10.6. So expecting a little bit of an increase throughout the day up to probably around 17 or 18 degrees, much the same as we saw yesterday. We got SkySight point forecast now for soaring. Locally to Lasham, soarable potentially in the morning up to 3,500 to 4,000 feet before quickly deteriorating as those showers arrive about midday and progressively into the afternoon. I suspect it will become more and more challenging to operate. Winds as well increasing as those troughs come through. Bad distribution here on top Meteo. Starting at 9 o'clock locals is what we were expecting about half an hour's time. We'd see quite a lot of thick, also cumulus, a little bit cumulus as well, low cloud to the south of us and to the west over in Wales. Running that through, a fair bit of cumulus should be seen today before they start to overdevelop and shower. And then, yeah, by about 12, we should start to see some showers and CBs coming in. And they'll be there fairly consistently as they pass through until we get a bit of a clearance about 6 o'clock this evening. NOTAM's not a great deal to discuss. There's a BBMF fly past of Odium today. That's, as you can see here, from surface at 2,500 feet. And that's not until later this evening. So that's one for the evening group, although I'd be surprised if that goes through, depending on if they're delayed due to weather. Locally, not a great deal going on that will affect the local flying operation. Just being wary of that BBMF NOTAM if you're flying later on this evening. Moving on now to the local part of the brief, we have two K21s on 5-day courses, a K21 for booked instructional flying, and a K21 also on the casual list. There's 3 on the casual list at the moment, so if there's an instructor available, that would be very much appreciated. And there is plenty of single seat availability. The simulator will be available as normal for use later on. And a reminder about the Avoyne Expedition Week 3. 2 or 3 spaces still remaining, so if you're interested, do get in touch with the office and your place. We have nothing to report at this time for 2XL, and in summary, low pressure is remaining dominant with a series of troughs passing throughout the day, bringing frequent showers and some CB activity later on. We will be operating runway 27 today with cables on the grass to the south. And a reminder for instructors, if there is a queue, please do not wait till you get to the front to begin your briefing. Please be ready when the cable attack arrives and do not land or taxi across the disused runways shown in red. There's our effort set up to finish with the winch on the south side of the main runway, returning from the hard. And just a reminder to give yourself plenty of margins to approaches today. With a fairly blustery wind at times, carry plenty of margin, please. That's all for me this morning. Have a good day and keep it safe. Thank you very much.